I'm Katrina Riggs. I've been a member here at Christ Fellowship for about 2.5 years. And going back a little bit, I grew up in a Christian home. And as a teenager, I was saved and baptized and had a very personal relationship with God. When I left home and decided to travel and be young, I feel like I probably left my faith at that time. And so I traveled and made decisions based on what I wanted, and I did not take God into consideration, did not invite Him into my life, even though I knew Him and I knew somewhere deep down exactly what I was doing. Over the years, I went on and I had my son, and that was a big moment in my life. And moved on to a very dysfunctional marriage. And through all of these things, I focused very much on the decisions that I had been making and started an internal dialogue with myself that I think a lot of us do. And through all of these bad experiences in my life, that became my story, was what had happened to me. And I didn't bring God into it at any point. And I went through the motions because I had learned how to be a Christian and learned how to talk like a Christian, that I went through those motions and everybody thought that I had it together. But inside I was so focused on what I had been through and what decisions I had made that my internal dialogue was that I was never going to be good enough. I was never going to make it far, that I wasn't going to be a good enough mom or a good enough boss or any of those things. But 2.5 years ago, I had breast cancer, and I came to Christ Fellowship. And I didn't know why I was coming here. A friend had invited me. And I wasn't having a big spiritual moment as a result of having breast cancer where I probably should have gone to God. That was a time that I really just more dissociated and more disconnected in order to be able to, I think, to cope with what was going on in my life. And I realized, and I had a big moment 3 months ago, I just was driving down the road and said, I can't do it anymore. And God came in, and He took that off of me. And in that moment, I gave my life. And I realized there's a difference between living a godly life and giving your life to God. It's two totally different things. And in that moment, all of the things that I had been through and all the decisions that I had made, I realized God was going to use those, that they weren't obstacles anymore, that they weren't the things that defined me. And my story would no longer be what I had been through or the bad decisions I had made. And it was like this weight of all these years just came off of me. So now I'm just so hungry. I realized I haven't studied, I haven't learned His Word. I've listened and I've come to church religiously, but that doesn't mean that I actually learned or listened. And now I can't read enough, I can't study enough. And I just need God, and I pray every day that He'll give me the tools, just help me to see what He wants me to see and give me the tools to be able to understand His Word. Because just to tell what God has done in my life, it's not enough if I can't back it up with the Word of God and know the Word of God and understand what God has laid out for us.